ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, dear Prabhujis. So we were reading the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, contents of the Gita summarized. And in our last session we read the 27th verse. जाता से ही ध्रुवो मृत्युर ध्रुवम जन्म मृतस्य च तस्माद् अपरिहार्य अर्थे न त्वं सोचितुम अर्हसि. So beautiful verse and beautiful purport by Swami Shrila Prabhupada. So the next verse, 28th verse, is another very wonderful verse. Lord Shri Krishna, he says, Avyaktadini bhutani व्यक्त मध्यानि भारत अव्यक्त निधनानि एव तत्र का परिदेवना तत्र का परिदेवना अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्त मध्यानि भारत अव्यक्त निधनानि एव तत्र का परिदेवना अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्त मध्यानि भारतः अव्यक्त निधनानि एव तत्र का परिदेवना. So another very wonderful, very beautiful verse. Avyaktadini, in the beginning, unmanifested. Bhutani, all that are created. Vyakta, manifested. Madhyani, in the middle. Bharata, O descendant of Bharat. Avyakta, non-manifested. Nidhanani, all that are vanquished. Eva, it is all like that. Tatra, therefore. Ka, what? Paridevana, lamentation. Paridevana, lamentation. So all created beings are unmanifest in their beginning. Avyaktadini bhutani, manifest in their interim state. Vyakt madhyani bharata, and unmanifest again when they are annihilated. Avyakt nidhanani eva tatra ka paridevana. So what need is there for lamentation? अव्यक्तादीनि भूतानि व्यक्त मध्यानि भारता अव्यक्त निधनानि एव तत्र का परिदेवना. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when they are annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? So the purport Swami Shrila Prabhupada explains. Accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of soul and the other not believing in the existence of soul, there is no cause of lamentation in either case. Non-believers in the existence of the soul are called atheists by followers of Vedic wisdom. Yet, even if for argument's sake we accept the atheistic theory, there is no cause for lamentation. Apart from the separate existence of the soul, the material elements remain unmanifested before creation. From this subtle state of unmanifestation comes manifestation. Just as from ether air is generated, from air fire is generated, from fire water is generated, and from water earth becomes manifested. From the earth, many varieties of manifestation takes place. Take for example a big skyscraper manifestation from the earth. When it is dismantled, the manifestation becomes again unmanifested and remains as atoms in the ultimate stage. The law of conservation of energy remains, but in course of time things are manifested and unmanifested. That is the difference. Then what cause is there for lamentation either in the stage of manifestation or unmanifestation? Somehow or other, even in the unmanifested stage, things are not lost. Both at the beginning and at the end, all elements remain unmanifested, and only in the middle are they manifested. And this does not make any real material difference. Swami Shrila Prabhupada continues in the next paragraph. And if we accept the Vedic conclusion as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Antavant ime deha, that these material bodies are perishable in due course of time, nityasya oktah sharirinaha, but that soul is eternal, then we must remember always that the body is like a dress. Therefore, why lament the changing of a dress? The material body has no factual existence in relation to the eternal soul. It is something like a dream. In a dream, we may think of flying in the sky or sitting on a chariot as a king, but when we wake up, we can see that we are neither in the sky nor seated on the chariot. The Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of non-existence of the material body. The Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of the non-existence of the material body. Therefore, in either case, whether one believes in the existence of the soul or one does not believe in the existence of the soul, there is no cause for lamentation for loss of the body. So, very beautiful verse. Avyakta and Vyakta, manifest and unmanifest. So Lord Shri Krishna here, he brings in very wonderful concept. Arjuna ji is lamenting for the death of his relatives, but Lord Shri Krishna is saying that all living beings, all created beings are unmanifest in the beginning. Before creation, the material creation itself, actually, annihilation and manifestation and annihilation does not only take place for the body, but it also takes place for the whole creation, because the whole creation is material. And Lord Shri Krishna, he explained in the previous verses, matter is non-existent because it is continuously changing. Because matter and material objects and things and even material body, and what to speak of material body, this whole creation, it comes into existence and then again it is annihilated. Manifestation, annihilation, manifestation, annihilation. So what to speak of a few living entities, your relatives, Lord Shri Krishna. Here he is motivating Arjuna ji that what to speak of your relatives, all living beings, even human beings or all living beings, they are unmanifest in the beginning and they become manifest in the interim stage, and after annihilation they are again unmanifest. So manifest and unmanifest. So Swami Shrila Prabhupada, he argues, he gives reasons and logic to understand this verse in the purport from the viewpoint of both theist and atheists. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when they are annihilated. So, what need is there for lamentation? So, those who are believers of the soul, those who believe in soul, they are known as theists, and those who do not believe in the existence of the soul, or those who reject Vedic conclusions, those who reject Vedic wisdom, they are called as atheist. Vedana maniya sei bodha hoila nastik. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has also explained. Those who do not accept the authority of the Vedas, those who do not accept, because soul, super soul, Atma, Paramatma, law of karma, all these things are Vedic conclusions. Pious deeds, sinful activities, soul, super soul, God, and impious actions and their resultant reactions, law of karma, all these are Vedic conclusions. And those who do not accept Vedic wisdom, they are called as atheist. So Swami Shrila Prabhupada, for argument's sake, he says in the purport that for the argument's sake, even if we believe that okay, there is no soul, then also even the non-believers of the Vedic philosophy, if they don't believe in the Vedic philosophy, so they will have their own philosophy, either voidism or impersonalism. So even the modern scientists, either we believe chemical evolution theory or Big Bang theory. So Big Bang theory, voidism. So it also says that at a certain point of time, creation happens. So creation, then sustenance, and then annihilation. Creation, sustenance, annihilation. Shrishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. So either you believe Vedic conclusion, either one believes in Vedic literatures, Vedic wisdom, or even if one rejects, then also everyone believes, everyone accepts, not believes, everyone accepts that these three things, creation, sustenance, and annihilation, Shrishti, Sthiti, and Pralaya, they are continuously taking place. Manifestation and annihilation. So all created beings were unmanifest in the beginning. So if we accept the Vedic conclusion, then they were in the form of soul. And if one do not accept the existence of soul, then also law of conservation of energy, as Swami Shrila Prabhupada explained in the purport, is always there. The law of conservation of energy remains, but in course of time things are manifested and unmanifested. That is the difference. So even all philosophers, they believe law of conservation of energy, that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, it can only be converted from one form to another. And E is equals to mc square. The modern findings of material science that even matter can be converted into energy or energy can be converted into matter. So, if we believe, say for the argument's sake, if we believe the philosophy of non-believers, that there was a big bang and everything, there was a void, there was nothing, null and void, but energy was there, they accept this thing, and then energy manifested as matter, and we are seeing this creation, this beautiful, this wonderful creation, and there was nothing in the beginning, and in the end, as they give philosophy that again supernova and this thing and that thing, and again the universes and galaxies, they can get over, but they will always remain in the for non-believers, they say everything, the atom is the basis, the material atom is the basis of all, is the smallest unit, is the basis of all manifestation, and Vedic wisdom says that soul, matter is always there, but it is non-permanent, non-existent, it keeps on changing. It is an energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, while soul is always Nityaha Shashvata, Sthanu, Achalaha, Sanatanaha. So, in both the cases, there is no cause of lamentation for Arjunji, because things are getting manifested. All creatures, not only Arjunji's relatives, all human beings and all the living entities, they were unmanifest in the beginning, either in the form of material atoms or in the form of energy, and they became manifest, and then again they will be annihilated. But in future again they will manifest. In future again, so Swami Shrila Prabhupada, he is writing in the purport that in either case, what is the cause for lamentation? Either in the stage of manifestation or unmanifestation, somehow or other, even in the unmanifested stage, somehow or other, even in the unmanifested stage, things are not lost. Things are not lost. And Swami Srila Prabhupada gives the example of a skyscraper building. He says, take for example a big skyscraper manifested from earth. When it is dismantled, the manifestation becomes again unmanifested and remains as atoms in the ultimate stage. So a big building, a skyscraper, before it was there was only land, and the big building was in the form of all matter, atoms, in the form of cement. Cement is of course a transformation of some materials. So it was there, a skyscraper building, it was there on the earth in some other form, and that form was changed, and then a skyscraper building comes up, and when again it is dismantled, so again it merges back in the earth. Other energies, they are released in the environment, So, Swami Shrila Prabhupada, take for example a big skyscraper manifestation from the earth. When it is dismantled, the manifestation becomes again unmanifested and remains as atom in the ultimate stage. And Swami Srila Prabhupada, he gives wonderful the Vedic philosophy, the Vedic wisdom which is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literature, how from the ether, from subtle things, how gross things are manifested. And even the modern science, it believes that energy can be created, even mass can be created into energy, or energy can also be created and converted into mass. Energy can be converted into mass, and mass can be converted into energy. So Swami Srila Prabhupada explains the Vedic system of creation. From this subtle state of unmanifestation comes manifestation, just as from ether air is generated. So ether is very, very subtle. Sky, another name for the ether is sky. So it is very, very subtle. From it comes air, which is little gross. Ether cannot be perceived, but one can sense air. So air is grosser than ether. So from ether comes air, from air fire is generated, and from fire water is generated, and from water earth becomes manifested. So the concept is from this subtle state of unmanifestation. So in the beginning everything is unmanifest, and it is manifest in the interim stage, and then again it is after annihilation, it is again unmanifest. But in the unmanifest state also there is no loss. Swami Srila Prabhupada is saying there is no loss of the actual thing, it remains in some other state. It remains in some other state. It remains in atomic state or in the form of energy, but it remains, and again in future it will again manifest. So there is no cause of lamentation for Arjunji. Then Swami Srila Prabhupada gives arguments for on behalf of theists, because they believe in soul. So ant vant ime deha. Lord Shri Krishna, he explained in the previous verses, the body is like a dress. And again Swami Srila Prabhupada here he takes that example. So body is like a dress, body is compared to as garments which are perishable. So the body is perishable. Antavant ime deha nityasya uktaha shariranaha. But what pervades the entire body, the consciousness, which is a symptom of the soul, or the soul, the spirit soul, it is very, very subtle, but it is nityasya uktaha. It is said that it is nityaha. Nityasya uktaha sharirinaha. What pervades the entire body, the soul or the spirit soul or the actual living being, is nitya. The body is perishable. So if we accept Vedic conclusion, then as per Lord Shri Krishna, the body is continuously changing. That's why it is asat. It is manifesting and it is unmanifesting. And not only material bodies, even the material universe. And we get information from Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literatures that this material world is created, and before that all living beings, they are in the body of the Mahavishnu. And when creation happens, They comes out from the body of Mahavishnu, and they are given bodies as per their previous wants and desires and actions. The consciousness as per their consciousness. Living entities are awarded bodies, and they live for some time, and then they again change their bodies. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantar praptir dhirastatra na muhyati. So they go on changing bodies till the material creation is there, but then again the material creation is again annihilated. So for all the material objects, for all the material things, this is this manifestation and unmanifestation, avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharataha avyakta nidhanani. So for all the material objects, material bodies, and even for the material universe, annihilation, then sustenance, and then manifestation, sustenance, and annihilation is a fact. Shrishti, Sthiti, Pralaya. These three things are true for, that's why it is asat, that which is continuously changing. So either one believes believes the Vedic conclusion, Vedic wisdom, or one rejects Vedic wisdom or conclusion. There is no cause of lamentation. But Lord Shri Krishna, he will explain in the forthcoming chapters, and it is explained, we get the information from Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literatures, and Swami Shrila Prabhupada has explained so wonderfully. Parastasma tu bhavo anyo, parastasma tu bhavo anyo, avyakta avyakta sanatanaha. There is another nature which is beyond this manifest and unmanifest creation. There is another nature which is sanatanaha, which always remains as it is, and there is no change. They are beyond this material creation, beyond this manifest and unmanifested. This material creation is always manifested and unmanifested. But there is a creation which always remains as it is. Avyakta sanatanaha parastasmatu bhavo anyo. It is different from this creation. And that is the spiritual world or spiritual creation. Devi prakriti parastasmatu bhavo anyo. That bhavaha, that nature, that prakriti is above, beyond this creation. So that information also we get. But for this material world, there is always vyakta, avyakta, unmanifested, manifested, creation, annihilation, creation, sustenance, annihilation, Shrishti, Sthiti, and Pralaya. These three things are always there. But in either case, there is no cause of lamentation, because even in the unmanifest stage, things are not lost. Swami Shrila Prabhupada writes wonderfully. Even in the unmanifest state, either you believe in atheistic philosophy or you believe in Vedic wisdom, they also say they remain as atoms. Things will remain as atoms, material atoms, or even a smaller particle. Research is going on, Higgs boson, God particle, or in the form of energy. but they will always remain. So things are not lost. Things become manifest and unmanifest. They remain for some time in the interim stage, and then they are again, after annihilation, they are unmanifest. So manifestation and unmanifestation is going on continuously. And the Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of the non-existence of the material body. Swami Shrila Prabhupada writes, the Vedic wisdom encourages, the Vedas, they encourages everyone for self-realization. That is the goal. That is the goal of life. That is the goal of human life actually. Because in the human form of life, the consciousness is evolved and one can understand the teachings of Vedas, one can understand. So Vedic wisdom encourages that one should, in the human form of life, one should work for self-realization, because the body is continuously changing. It is asat. The material body, the material world, the material creation is continuously changing. It is unmanifest. It becomes manifest and then again it is annihilated. Vyakta, avyakta. So it is continuously. So one should try to find out, or one should work for self-realization. One should work for knowing one's constitutional, eternal identity, which is not changing, which remains the same. Nitya, nityasya yokta sharirinaha. Nityah, shashvatah, sanatana. One's eternal identity, one should work for it in the human form of life. That is the goal of human life. So Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of non-existence of the material body. So either you believe in the existence of the soul or you don't believe, there is no cause of lamentation for the loss of body. So wonderful verse. In the next session we will take up another verse, and through the purport and teachings of Swami Shrila Prabhupada, we will try to understand the verse, the instructions of Lord Shri Krishna. So with this I would like to stop here. Jai Vishnupad Paramhans Parivrajacharya Shrotrasha Shri Srimad His Divine Grace of Chadna Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shrila Prabhupada Ji ki Jai. All glories goes to His Divine Grace Krishna Kripa Murti Abhay Chadna Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shrila Prabhupada. All glories to Bhagavad Gita, all glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Holy Name. Hare Krishna, Krishna